Brother Kasha Paula coming back at you with another lesson, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Chakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who wrote and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. And today we're just going to get, a little foundation understanding of Revelation 20 and 7 here. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and read and I'm going to jump right into it. It says, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. Okay? It says that when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. Now, I've come, to do this lesson in the sense of this right here has happened. Okay? This has already happened. Okay? And we're actually experiencing the effects of this particular verse here. All right? And it says, when Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. Let's get some understanding real quick. All right, because I'm going to say it blatantly, Satan, that's Esau. Okay? All right. So let me go to Revelation 12 here real quick. Revelation 12 and 9. It says, in the great dragon. Matter of fact, I'll start at 7 just to bring forth some more understanding. Revelation 12 and 7, it says, and there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. Okay? So pretty much the dragon versus in his host, or a host's army, versus Michael and his host or army of angels. Okay? Simply put, now to break this down in a literal term, because this is literally going to happen, and we're going to see this with our own naked eyes. All right, it says, and there was a war in heaven. So the first thing you got to understand, what type of heaven are they speaking about? Okay, so this is Oranos in the Greek, and it means the vaulted expanse of the sky with all things visible in it. Can't get any more specific than that. It goes down and says the aerial heavens or sky. So a vaulted expanse of the sky with all things visible in it. So that means Michael and his angels, with their innumerable multitude of angels, which let's get that real quick in Revelation. I'm going to say the 5th chapter. Revelation 5 and 11, and I beheld and I heard the voice of many angels round about the throne and the beast and the elders. Okay? All right. It says in the number of them was 10,000 times 10,000 and thousands of thousands. Let me see if we can get this in a different format real quick. Let's see. This is a NLT version. It says Revelation 5 and 11. Then I looked again and I heard the voices of thousands and millions of angels around the throne of the living beings and the elders. Okay? So it's millions and millions upon millions of angels that are going to come back with Michael to fight the dragon. In this case, again, it's Esau. All right? In the sky. Okay? So to break this down literally, there will be a war in the sky with Michael, the archangel, in his chariot, and the angels that he are coming with in their vehicles, okay, against the dragon, which is these Edomites and their system and their armies and their technologies, their little F-15 fighter jets and things of that nature. That's what Revelation 12 and 7 is speaking about. And you can read more. Matter of fact, I'm going to read it just to, get some more detail on how it's actually going to play out in Isaiah, the 34th chapter. This is Isaiah 34, okay? Isaiah 34 and 4. It says, and all the host of heaven shall be dissolved. The host of heaven as in the armies in the sky, meaning the vaulted expanse of the sky, okay? The literal sky that we look at today. And it says the armies of heaven shall be dissolved. And who's going to be dissolved? These Edomites, these other nations that come to fight against these heavenly divine chariots from another dimension. Okay? It says, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, which is the mushroom clouds. All right? And yes, I said that plural, and that wasn't a mistake. Mushroom clouds, because they're going to be multitude of missiles coming. Okay? It says, and all their hosts shall fall down, meaning all their armies shall fall down, as a leaf falleth off the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. So that's the result of Revelation 12 and 7, of that fight that's in the sky. Okay? So literally this is going to happen. Okay? So going on, so we can go back to Revelation 20 and 7. It says, and prevailed not, which again is the next resolution, but the details were mentioned in Isaiah 34. Neither was their place found anymore in heaven. Was their place found anymore in heaven? Which, yes, is mainly the Edomite, race. Okay, when they come to fight, they're gonna lose miserably. The chariots and the heavenly angels, they're gonna take no casualties, absolutely none. And whoever came to fight against them, you're gonna be 100% casualties. All right. Verse 9, it says, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. Now, who deceived the whole world? And be real with yourself. Okay? The self-proclaimed white man. So he names them three things. The serpent, okay? The devil, and Satan. All right? So let's go back to Revelation 20 and 7. It says, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prisons. All right, Satan will be loosed out of his prison. Which is what? These Edomites, these white, pale-faced crackers, okay? Because I'm saying it like that because I'm going to be straight up, I don't like them, all right? I'm an Israelite, So these Edomites were loosed out of prison, okay? And they were loosed out of prison because some things had to come to pass, all right? I'm just going to go to it. I'm not going to read it. All right? Y'all know I'm going. Some things had to come to pass. Deuteronomy 28. Okay? These curses had to come to pass because we didn't listen. Israelites didn't listen to the Lord. So therefore, we got verses 15 on down. All right? Mainly, let me just say it, Deuteronomy 28 and 68, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. Okay? Meaning your land. We're not going to see Israel no more. Okay? And then there shall be, and there you shall be sold unto your enemies and bought for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Right. Okay? So Satan had to be loosed out of prison in order for this to come to pass. All right? That's why I said we are feeling the repercussions of him being loosed out of prison, the so-called white man. Okay? Of course, coming out of the Caucasus, mingling himself with other different nations and things of that nature. Started off, just a loose synopsis of history, the Ottoman Empire, all of these things. That's when it started getting the ball rolling. But we're going to take it a little further back today, okay? Just to get some more understanding, But really, when they hit the Ottoman Empire type thing, man, they started going crazy, They just started taking over Europe and shit, So it says, verse 7, it says, and when the 1,000 years are expired, so let's get that word expired real quick. That is teleo in the Greek. It means to bring to a close, to finish, to end. Because let me say one thing, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is a just power. Okay? He is a just power. Meaning he's given every nation on the table of nations a chance to rule. All right. And when it was the Edomites' chance to rule, that's when he loosed them out of prison. All right. He brought their prison sentence to a close, to a finish, and to an end. Okay. Now I'm going to say this as well. This script right here, Revelation 20, verse 7, is really also speaking about the time period of 395 CE, or you could say AD if you want, to the 1450s. And what does that remind you of? The Byzantine Empire, when Jake was ruling. So this was after the Roman Empire. So this is what you had. You had the Romans came up. At first it was the Republic, when Julius Caesar, I'm speaking towards the latter end of the Republic of Rome, was when Julius Caesar was ruling. And of course, he was assassinated by the Senate or whatever. You can go ahead and go into that history. That's for a later topic, another time. And then in turn came the triumphant, the second triumphant, which I think was Mark Antony. It was let me think. Salakia. Give me one moment. I got my notes here. One moment. Salakia. Let me just look it up. I got a computer. But I know it was Mark Antony, I think Augustus, who later became the first Caesar of the empire. Okay? Became the first Caesar of the empire. In Pompey, I want to say. Yeah, matter of fact, that was it. Okay? So that was like the second triumphant, which ended up, they ruled, and then Augustus, his name during the second triumvirate was Octavius during the time, but he changed it to Augustus Caesar, which you can read about him in Luke the second chapter, and that gives you a time frame of when Yahushua came onto the scene. Okay, but again, that's another history lesson. All right, but that was the start of the Roman Empire. Then when it came to the Roman Empire started coming to his last drawing breath, were around the time of the Flavian dynasty, which was what? The wicked ass Edomites, Vespasian, Titus, and Domitian, in that order. Okay? Because Vespasian, you could read about what he did in Revelation, the 12th chapter, towards it, kind of towards the end of that chapter. Okay? Towards the end of this chapter right here, you can see what he did with understanding what this is saying in the prophecy. All right. And his son Titus was with him too. And after they did what they did, they ruled. And then Domitian was the last one after Titus. And then after that, just the Byzantine Empire started coming about. That's when Jake started really ruling. I'm not going to read all of this. That's on this Wikipedia. Some good information on it. But the main thing I want to pinpoint is right here. It was 395 to 1453. Okay? To 1453. Boom. See that? That's 1058. Whatever. All right? That's 1,000 years right there. So when you go to, when you read it in Revelation, it says, and when the 1,000 years are expired, the 1,000 years was that Byzantine Empire rulership, which lasted 1,058 years. So pretty much 1,000 years there. So the scriptures are on point. Okay? It says when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. Okay? That's when you start going into the dark ages and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I got this guy pulled up right here, this wicked nigga. Oliver Cromwell. Now, yes, he came a few hundred years later, you know, about 200 years later, and really kind of put the last nail in the coffin by killing King Charles, man. All right, King Charles was a Jake. Okay, King Charles was a Jake. So pretty much, synopsis of this dude, Oliver Cromwell. Okay, he was an English military and political leader, and later he was like the Lord Protector of the Commonwealth of England, also Scotland and Ireland. I want to say it should say that here. Let's see. Yeah, so he says subsequently ruling the British Isles as Lord Protector until his death, 1658. So he's the Lord Protector of like those provinces. All right. I know it was of the Commonwealth of England and Scotland and Ireland. And he overthrew King Charles I and purged the parliament and put King Charles to death. He beheaded him. Okay? He beheaded him. And that's what you get when you got some demons who get loosed out of prison. Okay? But it was all part of the prophecy. And that's what we're feeling right now. We're feeling the effects of E being loosed out of his chains. Because really, man, this man just got to be put out like a rabid dog. He needs to be put out as fucking misery because he's just going to wreak havoc. Okay? He's just going to wreak havoc, So that's what Revelation 20 and 7, just a synopsis of what it's speaking about. It was that Byzantine Empire time frame between that 395 and that 453, which was a 1,000-year period, give and take some years. Okay? But it was a 1,000-year period there. All right? And then Esau started coming back. Okay? Esau started coming back. Now, I'm kind of curious. I can't spell worth of shit, man. The Ottoman Empire. Let me see this shit. Yeah, you see that? You see that? There you go. See the time frame of Ottoman Empire, pretty much 1300s to 1922. That's when the Edomites started coming up in the mix, man. So yes, the Ottoman Empire was really the inception of Esau. He came out from Caucasus, joined himself into a, made it seem like he was an Ottoman. Like we ain't the Edomites no more. Let's keep that on the rap. He's very, like it says in Revelation 12. What is he? He's a fucking serpent. Okay, it says that old serpent. He's a goddamn serpent. So he slithered his way into the point where he started taking things over. See, 1299 to 1922. The Byzantine Empire ended in 1453, so 395 to 1453. Okay, so in between that time, you see that? Satan was, brewing some stuff up. And then after that 1453, man, Ottoman Empire went crazy, man. Okay? And that's when Esau started really making moves and things of that nature. He come into the the Dark Ages time. They call it Dark Ages because men of melanin skin color were ruling. It was Israelites ruling. Okay? That's why they call it the Dark Ages. The fucking devils, they call it that, But that was when we were ruling again. Okay? And that's why I brought up this dude, Oliver Cromwell, because during that time is when he came, during them Dark Ages, really ransacked everything and really took everything over, man. You feel me? Yeah, so even so, I was just, that's why I went a little silent. I was reading something like right here. You got the NBA team called the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers were the ones who were going against Oliver Cromwell. No wonder them niggas suck all the damn time. Esau got these names behind these sports teams and shit. People think it's just an innocent, oh, he's just naming. No, man, he really be naming them off of, it's really a slap in the face to us Israelites. you know, you know. So that's just some understanding on Revelation 20 and 7. Just to bring it all back together as just a quick synopsis. And when 1,000 years were expired, that 395 to 1400 time frame, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. And that means Esau, started coming up, you know, coming out of Caucasus Mountains and started, wreaking havoc across the earth, man. So, Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Chakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, and room to teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit, Brother Kashaqual, until the next time. Shalom.